Does the Bible acknowledge paranormal activity and ghosts? Have you ever wondered if the paranormal is real? Ghosts, spirits, demonic encounters, is it all just superstition? Or does the Bible actually acknowledge this stuff? Today, we're diving into one of the most overlooked truths in Scripture. The Bible does mention paranormal activity, and even ghosts. Let's break it down. Paranormal activity in the Bible. The Bible doesn't use the word paranormal, but it talks a lot about the spiritual realm. Angels, demons, possession, visions, and supernatural manifestations. It's all there. Ephesians 6:12. For we are not contending against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against the powers, against the world rulers of this present darkness, against the spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. That's not metaphor, that's spiritual warfare. Very real, very active. 1 Samuel 28:11-13. Then the woman said, "Whom shall I bring up for you?" He said, "Bring up Samuel for me." When the woman saw Samuel, she cried out with a loud voice, and the king said to her, "What is his appearance?" And she said, "An old man is coming up and he is wrapped in a robe." Saul literally consults a medium, and the spirit of the prophet Samuel appears. Now, this was forbidden by God, but it still happened, proving that spiritual encounters do occur. Mark 5:2-9. A man with an unclean spirit met him, and Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." Demonic possession? That's as real as it gets, and Jesus cast them out with authority. Matthew 17:2-3. And he was transfigured before them, and behold, there appeared to them Moses and Elijah talking with him. That's a supernatural appearance of two dead men, right in front of Peter, James, and John. So yes, the Bible confirms there is a spiritual dimension at play, and not all of it comes from God. That's why Scripture warns against mediums, fortune tellers, and necromancers. Deuteronomy 18:10-12. There shall not be found among you anyone who burns his son or his daughter as an offering, anyone who practices divination, a soothsayer, or an augur, or a sorcerer, or a charmer, or a medium, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord. Did Jesus acknowledge ghosts? Now here's where it gets even more interesting. After his resurrection, Jesus appeared to his disciples, and they were terrified. Why? Because they thought they were seeing a ghost. Luke 24:36-39. As they were saying this, Jesus himself stood among them, but they were startled and frightened and supposed that they saw a spirit. And he said to them, "Why are you troubled, and why do questionings rise in your hearts? See my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see. For a spirit has not flesh and bones as you see that I have." He didn't say ghosts don't exist. He said, "I'm not one." That means he acknowledged the concept and damned the fear of disembodied spirits. In fact, even in Acts 12:15, when Peter is miraculously freed from prison, the people think it's his angel. So spiritual appearances were part of their worldview, and Jesus didn't correct them for it. Conclusion, so what does this all mean? The Bible does not dismiss paranormal or supernatural experiences. It confirms the existence of spiritual beings, demonic forces, and ghost-like apparitions. But it always draws a line between what's from God and what's from deception. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more biblical truth behind the supernatural. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had a paranormal experience that challenged your faith? This is Jack Rutherford, and I'll see you next time as we search for what's real and what's just spiritual deception.